Watching the Highlight Zone with WANE 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's Friday night. We on the Highlight Zone.
We've been planning for this moment a while now.
Vegas, it's always electric on Fridays.
Another Friday game, it's a big game and it has a lot of meaning to us.
We got to start punching in the mouth first play of the game and set the tone.
It's a good, clean rivalry, physical style of football. It's the way it's supposed to be played.
You know, two great teams going at it on Friday night. It's going to be a really fun night.
Welcome to Candleville! It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone.
If you're a Leo or East Noble fan, Week 5 has been circled for, like the last decade plus. After tonight, half the teams in Northeast Indiana will have played half their games this season. Follow the math there. In Kendallville, no Friday night bigger than the one between the Lions and the Knights. And if you like offense, you wouldn't be disappointed. Josh Ayen joins us now with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Josh.
Oh, without question, Glenn. Well, after losing the previous 6 games in this rivalry, the Knights turning the tide last fall against Leo. Yeah, East Noble beating the Lions twice, once in the regular season, and then once again in the sectional semifinals on their way to Lucas Oil Stadium. Leo at East Noble, it is your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. It's one of the best matchups in the entire state of Indiana. East Noble coming in number 3 in the state in 4A, Leo just behind East Noble, number 4 in the state in Class 4A. Now, East Noble does get on the board early on, but here come the Lions clawing right back. And as Titus Stoller connecting with Luke Tackwell, this one's rolled a touchdown from 35 yards out, and this game tied at 7 apiece. Not exactly what Alex Stewart had in mind, but great Scott! It's Alex Scott wide open thanks to Riley Biddle. And Scott scampering it from 69 yards out. Nice play right there as East Noble retakes the lead 14-7. Now, East Noble has a little freshman phenom, might have mentioned his name once or twice already this season, Austin Phillips. And yeah, this guy was all over the place on Friday night. Phillips, from 93 yards out. Keep in mind the play just before that, he got a turnover on downs with the TFL. Phillips finishing with 14 carries on 158 yards and 3 touchdowns as East Noble bringing the boom up 28-7 at halftime. Now, Leo's starting to get some momentum rolling in the second half. That is Nate Foster from 47 yards out. Foster with 2 touchdowns and 251 rushing yards, but East Noble just so powerful on offense all night. This is Alex Phillips on the jet sweep from 76 yards out, and this one would turn into a shootout, as we mentioned, 56-40 East Noble over Leo.
We came into this game thinking we're going to put up it's going to be a dogfight, and once I did that, it was just we were all locked in, ready to go. We weren't letting anything up. Offense, we were locked in. We went down, scored right away.
Big game coming in, game of the week. We knew it was going to be a tough one to start, but we were prepared for it. We came out firing, and I mean, that's all she wrote. You know, we made some critical stops when we needed to. You know, obviously their offense is very explosive. Nathan Foster's a great ball player, but you know, when it came down to it, we made the stops that we needed to make, and we scored when we needed to.
Next up, Leo's going to host Belmont next Friday. East Noble is at Norwell. Glenn, take it away.
All right, DeKalb gave East Noble a run for its money last week. Meanwhile, Columbia City looking to bounce back after getting knocked off by Huntington North. First quarter, Eli McCormick, making like Andrew McCormick, finding Xavier Bell, and X marks the spot. 7-0 DeKalb. It would not be the last time those two would hook up. How about Lucas Duncan here for Columbia City with a short touchdown? That knocks the game at 7 early, but man, Ryan Robertson's got something going on at DeKalb, because you'll see McCormick finding Mr. Bell deep for the touchdown, and DeKalb goes to Columbia City. As you saw the defensive backs collide there. 28-7 Barons over the Eagles. Norwell making the drive to John Young Stadium to take on New Haven. New Haven striking early. In fact, this is the 3rd play from scrimmage. They give it to DJ Simpson. Good idea. Simpson, 28-yard touchdown, 8-0 Bulldogs after a 2-point conversion. Now, Norwell gets the ball, and they get a little tricky on their first play from scrimmage. E.J. Morganley, a reception, but the Bulldogs defense sniffing that one out. Nothing doing when you're playing Van Shear's defense. Later, it's DJ Simpson. The coaching staff nicknamed him Lunchbox, and the kid was eaten tonight. Another touchdown in the first quarter to make it 15-zip, and New Haven with a statement win, 45-14. Huntington North looking to stay hot after clipping the Eagles' wings of Columbia City last week. The Vikings at Belmont, first quarter action. Oh yeah, that's Lathan James, the sophomore, to who else but his favorite target, James Linker. What a combination they've been. 31-yard score, 7-zip Vikings just like that. Here comes Huntington North, this time on the ground. It's Sawyer Carl. Pounded his way, 48 yards for the touchdown. The Vikings up 14-zip in the first quarter. They never look back as Huntington North wins in Decatur 42-12. In the SAC, both Homestead and Dwenger undefeated in conference play. Spartans and Saints squaring off at Shields Field. Saints A.J. Sheverly with a touchdown right there, and that would make it 9-0 Saints. Spartans defense turning it up a notch here. Courtney Gillespie with the interception. Not only does he get the pick, but hey, check out this return. He takes it deep into Saints territory. That would lead to a Homestead field goal to make it a 9-3 game. The Saints' Houston Ellinger, though, pounds this one home for 6. That made it 15-3. And folks, that's the final as the Saints top the Spartans 15-3 at Shields. SAC showdown at Spooler Stadium. For all the adversity they've faced this year, Snyder coming in 2-0 in conference play. The Panthers hosting Carroll. First quarter action. It's Carroll's Gabe Freisinger with a little quarterback sneak action, and the Chargers up 7-zip early. But special teams coming up special for Snyder off the botch snap right there. It's Javion Davis with a little scoop and score action, and that would knot the game at 7 in the first. However, Carroll's offense gets rolling after that. Who else but Jaden Van Pelt, the star senior, with the touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Carroll gets the lead, and they go on to win 47-14. Last week, Malik Moore setting a Northside record with 5 touchdown receptions in a single game. Would the Legends Junior rewrite the record books again? Well, he wouldn't rewrite the record books, but he would add to his touchdown total. You saw the ball deflected into Malik Moore's hands, and the junior scoots to the house, an 80-yard touchdown, and we're tied at 14 all in the second quarter. Jalen Smith, kind of weird to see him on the other sideline as the Northside assistant coach. Here comes Malik Moore again. Yeah, a lot of those D1 offers he's got, yeah, they want him at safety. That's why he gets the interception in the end zone to make it keep it 14-14 in the third. Brandon Gaither with a touchdown run to give Lures the lead. This one goes to double overtime, and it's the Knights outlasting the Legends 31-28 into OTs. Northrop averaging over 33 points a game offensively. How would Quake Guilford and the Bruins fare against Concordia? Well, Tim Manigal, let me tell you, the guy's a gambler. Opening kick, they go for the onside. Concordia recovers it. That's Luke Hayworth scooping it in, and the Cadets feeling pretty good early. However, they wouldn't be able to score on the ensuing drive, and Northrop gets the ball back. Kobe Reese got him in pieces. He gets the touchdown run, and Northrop on the board of 7-zip. Still, I like the gamble by Tim Manigal on this one. Later, David Callis and who else but Quay Guilford watch the Ohio State recruit with a great catch. It's actually pretty good defense, but Quay Guilford is gonna Guilford, and Northrop wins 47-6 over the Cadets. Final stop in the SAC, both the Archers and Generals looking for their first win this season. Second quarter, 7-zip Archers, South Chris Moon. This guy was the story of the game. He takes this punt back 61 yards for a touchdown, would also break Lamar Smith's single game record of over 275 rushing yards. That was set back in 1989. It was 14-zip South after that touchdown. Southside's D, that's KJ Alexander with the pick. Turnabout, though, is fair play for Darion White and the Wayne Generals. You're going to see Tyree Eldridge with an interception on the last play before half. But man, Chris Moon, what a night for the Southside Star as Southside goes to Wayne Stadium and wins 46-0. That is a wrap on the SAC and the NE8, but after the break, hey, we got 10 more games to get to. That includes a trip down to the landing strip in Monroe as Adams Central ranked number 1 in 2A, the undefeated Jets hosting 3-1 Heritage, and it would be a good one. Plus, it's a DeKalb County rivalry. Eastside hosting Garrett in the annual Train Trophy game. We've also got a top 10 matchup in 5A as Warsaw takes on Concord, and we're going to skip over to the Battle of Route 49 in Ohio between Hicksville and Antwerp. We got all that and more coming your way next on the Highlight Zone.
What's up, guys? My name is Andrew Sawfrank, Heritage graduate, pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and you're watching the Highlight Zone.
Leave no doubt Okay, every single play, every man, if your brother makes a mistake, pick him up and go back at it the next play. Okay? We got a good crowd here tonight. Let's give them something to cheer for. It's been a while. Okay? This train's going to get rolling and we're not looking back.
That was New Haven head coach Vance Shearer. For more behind the scenes with the Bulldogs, check out our next Highlight Zone 2-minute drill. It airs Wednesday at 6. Now in the NECC, Garrett winning the big division title last year, Eastside winning the small division title 5 of the last 6 years. The Railroaders snapping an 8-game losing streak in the Train Trophy game with a 37-7 win over Eastside last year. But Eastside, oh, they had revenge on their mind in the third quarter. That was Joe Richmond to Sam Pittman for the touchdown. The Blazers up 21-zip. Alex Brandewee says, hey, you know, we threw the ball there. Let's run it a little bit. Richmond handing it to Noah Dove, and that's the sound when doves cry. It's a 28-0 lead. Man, Garrett trying to get something going. Alex Guzman looking good here, but the Eastside defense would eventually bottle him up as Eastside gets that Train Trophy back, 36-0 over the Garrett Railroaders.
It means everything, but we're not done yet. You know, we still got a whole season to play. We still got the postseason. It's just one step in our process. We worked really hard this week, but we're not there yet. We still have weeks to go, and we're going to keep improving every week.
It's really cool. I think we had a really great week in practice, and that's what we were talking about on Monday. Coming off of a hard loss last week, we just needed to really push ourselves, keep up the energy, and just play Eastside football.
Got to be one of the coolest trophies in Northeast Indiana. Hey, Busco feeling good after last week's win over Eastside. The Eagles on the road this week at Prairie Heights. First quarter action, Brody Lawrence to Bryce Lawrence. I'll bet they're familiar with each other. That's a 38-yard touchdown, and Busco throwing the football. Paul Sade getting nutty. 13-0, Eagles in the lead. Later in the first, it's Brody Lawrence looking for Cam Lattimore, and he wants more. Matter of fact, he gets 31 yards on this. It's a touchdown, and Busco leads 20-0. They were not done. We're the Turtletown boys. How about Grant Sievers? You'll see him break loose for a touchdown to make it 26-0 Busco, and Busco goes up to the Heights and picks up a win, 39-12. At the Hive in Angola, the Hornets looking to get back on track against preseason Fab 15 selection Braden Holbrook and the Lakeland Lakers. This was a good back and forth one. First quarter, Brady Ravis to Alex Thomas, the 6'3" senior, scooting down the sideline for a touchdown, and Angola up 6-0. But the aforementioned Mr. Holbrook already got a D1 offer from the Miami Redhawks, the Harvard of the Midwest. It's Jonathan Colon, and Colon sniffs the end zone here. 7-6 Lakers in the lead, and that passing game pretty lethal for the Lakers. Keegan Merrifield, the 6'5" senior tight end, with the touchdown there from Holbrook as Lakeland outlasts Angola 33-27. Staying in Steuben County, Fremont off to a 3-1 start. The Eagles looking to fly high against Central Noble. Fourth quarter action, Drayton Fletcher's been pretty good this season. He finds Connor Fish for the touchdown, but Fremont's still in the lead, up 20-14. Central Noble driving, thinking, hey man, we can score, get the PAT, go ahead. Trace Handshoe with the interception, and he would almost take it all the way back. He's inside the 5 when he gets taken down. That would lead to this. How about Carmine Moreno? He was a preseason Fab 15 selection. He gets the touchdown, and as far as we can tell, Fremont wins this one by a final of 20. Oh, there we go. Fremont wins 40-22. That is now a final. Big game in the NECC Big Division. 3-1 West Noble at 3-1 Fairfield. First quarter action, it's West Noble taking the action into their own hands. Brogan Parks with a short touchdown run there, and West Noble stakes itself to an early 7-zip lead. The running game was working. The passing game was working as well for Monty Mayhorter and the rest of the Chargers. Trey Shishler to Mikhail Bottles, and Bottles is popping off as West Noble wins this one 41-14. In the ACAC, Adams Central 4-0, ranked number 1 in the 2A state poll. The Jets hosting a 3-1 Heritage squad, and Heritage gave them a heck of a ball game. In the second quarter, Jamison Roach, the junior quarterback, looking and finding some open field there, a little bit of it. It picks up a first down. Heritage, though, led 7-zip in the second. Braylon Reaver, though, from Jamison Roach, and I guarantee you're going to see this again on the show. How about a one-handed catch from Mr. Reaver to tie it at 7? That was huge. In the third quarter, Lante Castle with a big reception here for Heritage, but the Patriots wouldn't find the end zone again, and AC would as Adams Central stays undefeated with a 14-7 victory. Like AC, Bluffton also 4-0 coming in. The Tigers ranked 7th in the 2A state poll this week, ahead of an 8 with the Jay County Patriots. First quarter action, that was Axton Best. Axton Best with the QB keeper to make it 7-zip Tigers. Later, second quarter, how about a little hook and ladder action here? Best to Elijah Birch, who shovels it to Cooper Craig, and it's 14-0 Bluffton at the half. Second half, though, Bluffton offense kind of took this one over as Bluffton wins 40-zip in Portland. Getting on my soapbox here, South Adams unranked. What? In the 1A state poll? In my opinion, no way there are 10 1A teams better than the Starfires. I'll bet Blackhawk Christian would agree after tonight. This is Sty Pyle on the opening kick, and Sty is styling, profiling, and taking it to the house. 7-zip South Adams. Just seconds in. Later, South Adams Titus Lehman finding the big Wes Somerset. He is a matchup problem. He gets into the end zone to make it a 14-zip game. South Adams offense, Grant Mosher and all those dudes not quite done. You're going to see Will Patterson in the run game here. Makes it 21-zip, and South Adams no problem with Blackhawk 49-6 to final. Huge game in the Northern Lakes Conference. Warsaw ranked 8th in the state in 5A. Concord ranked 9th. And Warsaw doing work here. It's Wyatt Harmon with a short touchdown. Tigers down, though, 10-7 in the second quarter. Concord, man, they took over from there. The Minutemen star, Bo Brunner, with a 45-yard touchdown here. They got a couple studs on that Minute Maid squad as Concord scores 28 unanswered to win 38-7 over Warsaw. Final stop, we head up Ohio, the Battle of Route 49. Hicksville hosting Antwerp. Pick it up in the first quarter. It's Hicksville's defense doing work. Paxton Yoder and Jesus Avalos meeting at the quarterback, and this ball game still tied at 0. Antwerp, though, getting it done on the ground. Hampton Rogie hands it to Zach Salas for a rushing touchdown, and Antwerp up 6-zip. Touchdowns kind of hard to come by in this one. Hicksville's Zane Smith hands it off to Cross Zedek, but nothing doing as Antwerp would go on to win the Battle of Route 49, 19-13. Stay tuned. Gem of the Night, it's up next.
We're the South Adams Starfires, and we'll be back with more highlights.
We're the Angola Hornets. Welcome back to the Highlight Zone!
Here at Peter Franklin Jewelers, we are proud to support local high school athletics. That's why we continue to sponsor the Highlight Zone on WANE TV.
Congratulations to this week's winner of the Gem of the Night, presented by Peter Franklin Jewelers.
Okay, so Braylon Reber is all conference in football and basketball. The question is he a football player that plays basketball or a basketball player that plays football? Well, his basketball skills coming in handy on Friday night. Check out the one-handed grab from Reber in the corner of the end zone. Even the ref is like, nice catch. One-hander in a game where AC needed every point because they beat Heritage 14-7. Jamison Roach tossing it up to the big guy, Braylon Reber, for your Peter Franklin Jewelers Gem of the Night. AC still going to be number 1 next week when the poll comes out. 5-0 with a 14-7 win over Heritage. As for next week, these are some of the games we're going to be featuring here on the Highlight Zone. South Adams at Adams Central should be a good one. Bishop Dwenger is at Northrop. Snyder is at Homestead. West Noble is at Garrett, a big NECC big division battle there. Also, we didn't make it down to Pinedo tonight. Wish we could have because Southern Wells beat Woodland 34-21. Southern Wells now 2-0 in the ACAC for the first time since 2010. That'll do it for this week's edition of the Highlight Zone. We'll see you next Friday night.